And I had it at a good place too. So audio's probably coming in from here, but I'll check my stream after. We got a minute left. I'm still doing the last final preparations, like opening up my game. Oh yeah, because I'm opening up all the wrong stuff. It's definitely been a while, that's for sure. I need to open up Restream, possibly, and edit the titles. Because it's day 33. To be honest, give me that. Oh, I just got a confirmation on my phone that everything's working. Day 33. Update. Oh. Yeah. Hey, 7 o'clock. Okay. Put that to the side. Update. I hope I don't have to update like 3 bajillion more things, but I probably do, and I'm forgetting to do it. Godot Sharp. Nope. I just need the regular Godot. Open it up. Let's kick off this show right. Welcome back to 100 Days of Game Development. My name is GameDev1, and it is day 33 of game development for me. I know I've taken a break, about a week break, but I had to work on another project and get put some more attention towards that. So I kind of let this fall by the wayside until I would caught back up on my other project. But I'm back, and I'm happy to be here. Today, for today, we're going to be giving each player, or each pawn, its own animation. Now, I guess to go, let's see, before I go into more detail about that, I want to play my game. It has actually been about a week. Oh no. Since I've played the game. And you can see, like, from my other projects, I was actually using Godot and Visual Studio Code. That's why it popped up. I'm actually curious now. I may keep it this way. I may even keep the colors. Normally I use a much more boring color than this, but I see some tooltips coming up, so that means I can use it a lot better. Cool. I see some. Let's see. Interesting. Oh yeah, but I don't get the documentation like I want. I want documentation, so I'll change that back. I'll just swap back and forth, but for the projects, to be honest. Or actually, I could probably keep it up and keep scripting over over here. But let's get back. It's been a week, so like I want to check out what progress I had made, like I've made so far in my game. This is usually how I like to start off most of my game development. Oh yeah, I do remember adding WASD keys, and on the other side, say the IJKL keys. But the game looks like it plays just fine. Like I remember, it's very simple. Nice. See, I was working on like the pause screen and getting the players to move. Yeah, that's still a little janky, but it works sometimes. sometimes. Okay, okay. Now, what I want to do is to give like a little intro sequence when loading each level. I thought it would be really cool if like the tiles flew in from random directions to make up the whole entire board. So I know that every tile inherits from this pawn GD little thing that I made, this little script that I made, or I guess you could call it an object, even though it's never intentionally instanced. Um, Let me go ahead and actually change my editor, which is a just nice click of a button once I find it. External. It's under the text editor external app options. I just click that off. It's already set up to the file path that I want it to be at, which is over for Visual Studio Code. There we go. And so like now when I go over to the pawns, this imaginary thing that doesn't technically exist, we can see. Oh yeah, it just brings it back up here, which is what I want, because I want to give the players, I would say it may be actually a bit typical. Did I bring up the player? I meant to bring up the pawn. It extends from a node 2D, but there's no actual node attached to this. I could attach it to a node. It wouldn't be too weird, but it'd make it a lot easier to animate instead of having to animate it all by hand. But basically, I just want to give each node like a random direction. Yeah. A random direction to fly in at and like show up, and then allow the player to start playing the game again. And how do I want? I know where it would start, technically, where most other things start. Let me close everything else out. Close other tabs. Most things start in the grid. This is where I am. Well, I guess this is where I'm actually doing request to move. Where things really start are going to be in the world. This world GD. This is where I'm actually spawning in all of the pawns, and it's gonna be right here. This grid add pawn. Oh, my bad. See, go to level. This grid add pawn tile is where I'm actually adding the pawns and like giving them their position and their offset. They need one. But I think if I attach this pawn to a actual node 2D, it extends a normal node 2D when it gets inherited. But I wonder what would happen if I made a scene called pawn GD and just attach that script to it. If I could also get everything else to have the other things with it, pawn GD or pawn, and then would this break everything? Would this break most things? I'm gonna test it with a label. Player level object, technically an object. I'm just gonna create a label on this. Let's see if everything else gets that label. I'm gonna give it a word. Classic. Now everything, I expect that this label just to show up all over the place in the game, and it doesn't, which checks. I really don't wanna. I want to make it quick and put like an animation on just one on just the pawn, but I see that that's not gonna work. You see that even if I put this script onto other stuff, it's not gonna be really that viable, because they're not inheriting this label also, or maybe they are and I'm just not seeing it. Another way for me to check that is when I run the game, to come over to this remote screen and and actually see, like, since all of the tiles are just children of, I should be able to see a label. This normally has a label. Oh god, no, I'm sorry. that was my bad. I'm sorry, output. I don't know. I shouldn't have selected that. I don't know what that error really means, but what I do know is that I shouldn't be touching it. Okay. Yeah, they don't get that label like they normally would, so I guess I'm just gonna have to do it by hand, or at least go into each individual tile that inherits from it and add an animation player that way. Um, that's, I think, my next quickest solution. Like, get rid of all this stuff right here. I don't need this. Uh, let's see. I think I can just delete that completely. That was a mistake. Maybe hindsight 2020, but not today. Let's start with, I think it would be cool to start with the walls. They're pretty simple. Adding an animation to them wouldn't be hard. Animation. Animation supporters are now following me. How relevant. Oh, good morning, guys. Yeah, I just thought I had to find a new time to do it. But, so now that I have this animation player, I think the walls, just like every other, every other one's gonna want to have like a random direction. Did I turn? I think I turned warnings off, so I can start getting rid of these comments that were bogging things down. And let's see, in the time that I was gone, I learned a little bit more about Doxygen style commenting that I can do for my GD scripts, because they look syntactically like Pascal. I can use Doxygen's Pascal format to actually format all my code, which does look very much like this. So I appreciate that. I want to generate you a random direction. To do that, I know I'm gonna need to have to seed it, and I only want to have to seed it once because I'm lazy, or that's good practice to not be seeding your random number generator a lot. But it's been a while since I've done any random number stuff. I want to call it like a random direction, or it only involves the animation player, so being descriptive. Rand animation direction, got it. It's a vector 2 of infinite proportions. And let me go look up some good old randomness. I could probably just type in random right here and see what comes up. Actually, this is probably like a little snippet or code snippet about it. It's like, hey, this is an example of how to do it. There we go, random number generator. Your first game. Hey, your first game is probably the best tutorial. Random. Okay. The behavior will not be very complex. It will spawn at randomly at edges of the screen, and then move in a random direction. Yep. Words. You will see. How do they do it? Okay. Looking at the player script. Oh, they just call this a randi function. I guess maybe I don't need to seed it. Oh, you must use randomize if you want your sequence of random numbers to be different every time you run the scene. We're going to use randomize in our main scene, so we won't need it here. And then ran modulus n is a standard way to get random integer between 0 and n minus 1. Cool. That's exactly what I want to see, because I'm only looking for like a random direction between, yeah, a random direction. This will be cool. Okay. And I want to do my randomness, my randomize at the top level. The highest level. Before all of this, yep. Before I start connecting signals, I'll just see my random number generator. Boom. Okay. Now I can go back and close that one. Was that the right one I closed? Wall scene? Was I even working in the wall scene? Okay, I was. Okay, the walls just are a, they are a pawn. They inherit pawn, which is why... Okay, so, yep. That's gotta change. And it changes easy. I'll just make a new script for the walls, and they'll just inherit from the pawn. Or maybe I should start with one. I'll start with one that crate that actually does have its own script. It'll just save me time. I want to see it working first before I start modifying all of the other nodes that inherit from pawn. Close. Yeah, probably will need that later too. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Okay. Let's try that again. Yeah. I'll come back to you. This never happened. Great. There we go. Random animation direction. Vector 2, boom. There, and I'll just go ahead and make a quick function that makes a random direction. I'm gonna call it create random direction. Very versatile. Takes in nothing. Should it be global for everyone to use? Not really. I will put underscore in front of it, or I haven't even been doing. I haven't been specifying that like at all. Which ones are and are not private and public functions. But I should probably be doing that somewhere in some fashion, so that I can tell really quickly. For now, it's okay. Man, me and programming. Let's get something that works, and I'll make it better later. Random animation direction. Or I want to generate two numbers in x, or var x and var y. That'll go anywhere between -1 and 1. And then assign that to the random direction. Now, I guess I have to think about, because I really only want three numbers to appear, either -1, 0, or 1. And I guess that's, yeah. And I know we have these. But I wonder if they're just enums. I hope they're just enums. Constants. 0, or, well, I mean, it's fine if they, it's fine. Is it fine? They're constants and I want them to be enums. So I guess I'll just make him inside the function itself. He knows. Oh no, it won't. It'll be a match statement. Choose a number between 1 and 3, and that'll determine what direction you get. Or 1 and 4, you can move up. Let me kind of sort of draw it out on here. Just the kind of possibilities that the crate's gonna have. Yeah, the kind of possibilities that I'm not. Get rid of that. Pass. There. So yeah, when looking at a crate, it should always start off screen and move towards where its final location is, which means I'm just going to be moving the texture off the screen and back to its local position of 0, 0. And it can move from west to east, from east to west, from north to south, and south to north. Yeah. So there's only 4 directions I'm really concerned with. I don't want to do diagonals because I think it might look a little bit weird, but I can add them in later if need be. So I'm going to be creating a random number. I keep using int. Randi modulo 3. There we go. I'm gonna match it. There. It won't be the most readable, but that's okay. 2, 1, 2. Oh. Break. Break. That's how that works, right? 2. That's kind of annoying. Break. There we go. And I do believe like underscore is the default. And I'll just print out a message. Error or invalid random direction selected. For random animation direction. And name. Yeah. Shouldn't be too bad. Boop. Boom. So now I have a direction between 0 and 3. It said, the documentation said 0 and n minus 1. My n is 3. N minus 1 is 2. There we go. There, so I have 0, 1, 2, and 3. There we go. And now I can take the random animation direction equals one of those new vectors, those vector constants. So up, down, left, right. I don't need to break after that. That was just me being weird. Down. Left and right. I guess now the hardest part is determining how to get them off screen no matter what. But yeah. Ugh. Maybe there's a signal that's like, actually it's off screen now. I can just keep moving them in that direction before they're even loaded on the screen. Just move them off screen until they're off screen. Let's see. I can check in these when I'm actually in the scene. Yeah. Hide, draw, visibility changed, treat entered and exited. Nope. Item rec changed. Nope, I don't think. Or hey, wait, on draw. I guess the question is now how to get them off screen. I can just put them just really far off screen no matter what. That would be cool. Oh, animation tree, just a regular player. Not doing anything super crazy with animations. So. New animation called Interscene. Intergrid. Interscene. I've been intergrid. Entry. I like the word entry instead. You know what's supposed to happen. Instead it just goes back to the center. I don't know how to now that I think about it, I really don't know how to animate that. I can say, hey, wherever you are currently, go back to the center. Or the texture should at least. I'll keep the crate in its normal position where it's at. You know what? For now, I'll test it in one direction and then figure out how to do the rest of the directions with the last 30 minutes. Let's just, you know, oh, in the y, in the negative y, negative 100. That wasn't very far at all. There we go. Now start up there. And we'll click my key button. Yes. And come right back down to 0, 0. See what that looks like. Meh. Not too bad. Okay. I can have him do like a little like, I think that would be pretty cool. Let's see. I guess it's like, how would I do that? Maybe one of these will let me do it. Street capture continuous. Cubic? Will you make it shaky? Let's see. No, but it does look smoother. I think I know how I could do it. Like right here, I can just say 64. And put that there. Watch this. Oh, that was quick. Fine. That works out pretty good. Let's have it play when it enters. Autoplay unload. Magnificent. I don't know if we'll be able to see it, but it may be too quick, and I may have to delay it depending on how fast the scene loads. Nope, I'm good. uh, I want to see it again. I'm gonna reset. It looks like there's double blocks up there. I don't know. I don't. Let's go to another level. Oh, I never fixed that. How did I not fix that? Okay, there. Issue. You can still win in the pause screen. That's pretty funny. See, it seems like they're there, but I have duplications somewhere. That's interesting. I mean, I don't necessarily mind it. Well, I guess I do mind it, because it ruins it. Duplicate. Great. When animating. How do I don't even know where to start to look for that type of bug, but hey, they're animating in. Now I just need to give them a random direction to be off screen to go back to the center. And I think I can take a page out of the player who has this little lerping going on with his animation. But let's say before I start that, I'm gonna review that. Honestly, I think a review of that part of the script would be pretty good. So, queue up the animation. I interpolate the player's position in the random direction times whatever 1,000, and then for as long as the animation is playing, we tween using some stuff and easing it. Okay. Let me see. Start. We change the position actually, and then we wait for the animation to finish playing to do other stuff. Okay. Does that mean that the crates get a tween also? I think so. I don't know if they need to actually have multiple, like an actual node tween. I could probably just create one right there to do this and then get rid of it when I'm done. But what I'm envisioning is that on the start, they are a random direction away. I'm glad I have this paper. I can see. I know I can put them a random direction away, but they're a random direction away. Okay. Now I say, okay, I need you to interpolate your property back to position 0, 0. Let me look at this very complex function here. If it will let me bring it up. Okay, it won't. But it will here. Tween. Follow method. Follow property. There. Interpolate method, interpolate property. Like these things get super complicated. But they're super useful. I just gotta find the one that I want. Interpolate property. Yeah. So the object is going to be the texture. The node path is the property, so it's going to be the transformation of the texture. The initial value is going to be the direction in the opposite the direction in the opposite where it's currently spawned at, where I spawned it at or whatever, and the final would just be 0, 0. the duration will be the duration of the animation that plays. And then, so I'm not exactly sure how that actually works, to be honest. But I may have to like rotate the player a little bit. Yeah, I may have to do some. I may have to rotate the crate or something special, I think. But okay. Transition type. Yep, E, and then the E's type, and then there's no delay. Unless I want to add a delay. Animates property. So yeah, I'm gonna write some of that down. So the object. This is a tween. This is gonna be the texture. The property is gonna be its transform. Initial value is gonna be like a negative random direction times 1,000. Just to get it off screen, or 1,064, 24, 1,024, sure. Get those even numbers. Final value is going to be 0, vector 0, 0. So vector 0 should get it back to the center. The duration is going to be the duration of the animation. And then the transition type, of which is there is like a wobbly transition type. The ease type, it'll be ease in, sure. But I can look at those. I can look at those later, or right now. Click. Animation interpreted linearly with a sine function, like all these crazy ones. I think I'll just do linearly for now. But I also want to review the actual player scene or player prefab, because I forget exactly how the heck doesn't know to interpolate from, like, how do I know to interpolate the position the way that I do? It's weird. So like all I'm doing, yeah, is just oh, it's just a little shake, you know. But so I guess he is shaking in only one direction. Or no, he's not. I think, see, when I push a block up, they're actually shaking, yeah, just side to side, no matter what. Up, side. So I'll have to figure out, for this to work, I'm gonna have to figure out how to change that direction. Which I actually think is something that's being done in your first game when you're animating sprites, which is pretty cool. Max B, mob types. Okay, here we go. So player is seen to align the shape with the image, you'll need to set the rotation. Yeah, so basically, like, what I'm doing is what these enemies are. It's probably up and down here. Let's check upwards. These enemies are spawning at a random direction around the screen, and they go in a random direction in a single line. Now, I'm going to be doing something similar. I'm going to put my texture for my crate off of the screen, and then that's what's going to be random. So they could be randomly anywhere off of the screen, but then they're going to go directly back to where their actual position is. So it'll still be in a straight line, it just won't be in a random straight line. And prepare for collision. Enemy. And the enemies are kind of sort of doing that same thing. I feel like what I'm doing might be a little bit more simpler because I'm not doing a random direction when they come in. Build mobs. Click a scene. Yep. Add these things. Don't forget in the rigid body properties, set gravity scale. Yep, because they have physics. This time with 3 animations. Property. The crate has no animations, or it has 1 right now. Yep, scale them down. That's the first scene. Add this script. Add this thing. On ready. Animation sprite. Animation equals mob type. Random. Yep. On visibility screen, exit the queue free. And that completes the mob scene. It's like, I don't believe them. How do they get them to fly in random directions? Main scene. It's probably down here. Spawning mobs. Ah, so they used a Path 2D. Appear in a random location on the edge of the screen. I mean, technically, I want that. Need mod path as a turn to main. When you select Path 2D, you'll see some new buttons at the top of the editor. Select the middle one at a point and draw a path like that. 2, 3, 4. In the clockwise order. Good to know. Placing point 4. Close the curve. You just select a random position and direction along the path. Ah, okay, so they use this nice Path 2D and Path Follow 2D node. Main. Drag mob scene from the file system. Yep, so they get the mob. That's kind of cool. Choose a random location on the Path 2D. Yep. Create the mob. Set the mob's direction perpendicular to the path's direction. I think I can just, instead of having like this in my tween, because I can just spawn them in and then tween directly from where their position is to where the 0 offset is, so which would make things a little bit easier on me. I have 15 minutes. I would say I have 15 minutes to implement it, but just learning it, I don't think I'm gonna be able to get it done in 15 minutes. I'll definitely set it up though, because this seems cool. I don't get to mess with pathing that much, and so this would be a great chance to like kind of work with those nodes and tweens too, to make like a pseudo animation. It's the mob direction perpendicular to the path's direction. Okay. I understand why that is, because when you set your path, it will follow along this line. So like if you're here, it'll start moving you in that direction, but you instead want to be perpendicular, which means moving down. And like if you're over here, you're actually going to be moving down when you would move you inwards. Like that. That's what they were talking about. That's why it has to be in a clockwise fashion because they're actually rotating it the right way. I may I don't know how rotations are gonna go on my crate, to be honest. Let's go look at the crate. What happens if I rotate it? Yeah, it looks awkward. Well, see, let's rotate it 90 degrees. That's awkward. Maybe I won't necessarily rotate it. Yeah, there's no need for me to rotate it. Or, I will, like a direction that they fly in, that will need to be rotated. So not the player itself, but the spawn location. The spawn location rotates. So, and then they set the mob's position to a random location. Yep, I'll be doing the same thing. Add some randomness to the direction. I won't be doing this right here. I'll just be saying linear interpolate yourself back to the center. And then they rotate the actual mob, which I won't have to do. And I won't have to do any of this right here because I'm going to be lerping or tweening to back to the offset. And this sounds cool. I guess I'll be spending a couple days playing with this to understand exactly how this works. It'll be done for the crate, and then I'll just copy it over for every other node. So let's pretend I didn't do that right there. And instead, I'm going to add these path2D nodes. Yay. And it's going to be a child of the texture. Nope. Curve? Cool. I don't have to change it to anything else. I just have to follow their instructions, sort of. Select control points. Add a point empty space. I really want to see where these points are actually at. Options. That's somewhere. That looks pretty off screen. Here, I'll do another one. Also pretty off screen. I see what I've done here. Yeah, mine's gonna be a diamond. Just remember me. I have a diamond going on. And it's gonna be a pretty big diamond. I want to ensure that they're just really off screen. Okay. That looks pretty off screen. And then I can hit delete point, close curve. Okay. I'm gonna start selecting them and moving them further out. Yeah, both points. And this seems like it needs to be further out too. That looks like a pretty even diamond. Okay. And I can add the path2D follow, right? And I will I'll change the name to spawn location. All right. Okay, what kind of other instructions we have? Yeah, mine's a diamond because I'm actually spawning at the points. I'm gonna be spawning here and then just going straight down. So perpendicular. See, I say perpendicular to that is gonna be like that. um. So mine won't be perpendicular per se, but straight down, which is a 45-degree angle. I know I'm going to be needing to rotate. I know that, but in which direction, I don't know. So this will be pretty funny. Or maybe I don't care. Maybe it's just like spawn here, go to 0, wherever you're at. We'll sort it out after that. Okay. Yeah, I can use that random number to like give them a random like spawn time, like spawn your texture in after so and so amount of seconds. After random amount of seconds. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, back to this. This is the real magic, which I'm probably just gonna put in start for now. For now, choose a random location on the path 2D. That seems right. Set offset rand I. Well, actually, I'll just kind of copy the comments, to be honest. Because I'm running out of time, but I can set myself up for success the next time. In ready, I may make a new function. I have a random direction generator now, so I'm not getting rid of that. I'll call it spawn crate. Nah, pass. It's gonna be path 2D, or it's gonna be spawn location offset. Set offset rand I. Okay. Something like that. $sign. Okay. Create mob instance. I'm not going to do that since I'm going to be doing all of this either in the start or before these actually spawn. Set the mob direction perpendicular to the path direction. I think I still need to do this. Or some form of it at least. Or, no, I said I don't need to do that. I just spawn them in that place. Maybe I don't need a... Well, I guess I do need a spawn location. It doesn't make sense without having that follow. But to set the mob's position to a random location, for me that's just going to be the texture. Are these called mobs? Nope. Okay. Set the texture position to a random location. Which may look something like texture, or something like this. Spawn location, or $sign. Yep, texture. Equals spawn location dot position. Position. Okay. What's next? Oh yeah, I set it to a random location so I can interpolate back to 0. Okay. Yeah, that's, and then add some randomness to the direction, which I'm just gonna interpolate or tween back to origin. I think I'll just put the tween node right here, or tween, and then some of the things I said I was gonna need for that. It's like var tween equals new, say tween dot new. Tween dot interpolate property, and then some stuff which I won't fill out right now because I don't have time. Okay, and then I will just set the texture's position to 0, 0 in the case that interpolating the property did not get it exactly in that spot. Anything am I missing? They set the velocity and the speed. Not something I'm gonna need to do. I think this is really it for spawning the crates, or like doing a pseudo animation for the crates. And I'm gonna stop it right here. Because I think this is pretty good progress so far. You know, I learned more. I'd say I definitely learned more about path 2Ds and path follows and how they work. And I kind of have a better idea about how I'm gonna get each of these pawns. Actually, to have an animation happen. Oh, and then probably emit signal that this is done. Like ready to play. Ready to play. And that might help. Yeah. I see that I still have some persisting bugs, and now that I feel more comfortable about doing issue tracking, I had to do quite a bit of it recently in my other project that I'm working on. So I'll start tracking the issues that I come across so that I can keep myself accountable for the bugs that I'm reporting to myself. I do want to eventually fix all of them and be bug free completely, but I know that it's just gonna take time, and and I have to prioritize making this game really fun and fixing bugs that prevent specifically that, and then if I have extra time, fixing some of the more pedantic bugs that would just be nice quality of life type things. But let's say I appreciate all of you guys who came and had some things to say. I know it's been a while since I've streamed, and I may continue just doing it in the morning. It feels a little bit more convenient for like people in the East Coast or who are not in this time zone to just have it running in the morning. I'm really happy to be working on it again, and I really do enjoy this like style of game and making puzzle games, and I really want to see it come to be like something full blown that like everybody can enjoy once it's done. But until then, it's been a nice 33rd day, and I will see you guys tomorrow for the 34th day. As soon as I learn how to stop OBS quicker.